Alright guys, before we start the video, I just want to say something. A lot of people, I looked on my stats, and a lot of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. Actually, 90%. I'll actually put that up right here. If you guys can just take the quick second and hit the subscribe button if you like these videos. And yeah, guys, I would really enjoy that. Yeah, let's get on with the video. What is up, guys? We're back with another video. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about this toolkit right here, this Onyx toolkit. This is a nut driver and a hex bit driver and Phillips head driver, all in this little package right here. Here's my hand. Yeah, you can get this at Horizon Hobby, I think A-Main Hobbies, as well as Amazon. I've been using this kit for a while, and it's quite nice. But first, we're just going to be talking about really quick about what's going on with the RS4. You guys just seen a video of it. It was super fun in the rain. Totally worth it to go run out there, but I did break some things, unfortunately, mostly electronic related. So I've been having one-way bearing issues for a while now. It's just been slipping, mostly because there's so much oil everywhere because of my exhaust gasket leak that I did not know about. So yeah, I fixed that by scuffing up the shaft. We'll see if that works in the long run. Hopefully it will. And we put a new exhaust gasket on there. How I knew that, it was I took the whole entire car apart before we ran, and I cleaned the whole thing, cleaned all the oil off everything. And after almost 2 tanks later of running, the whole place was covered in oil coming from the header. So hopefully I fixed that issue. I made myself a new gasket. Yeah, so my switch got corroded from just getting wet, being wet. Not a big deal. I think it's like $8 for 3 switches with the charging port and the switches, so you don't have to plug the battery. So I'm getting that, and so let's just say I know how to make a big smokes fest, because I ended up melting the receiver right here. You guys can see that, and then you see where it happened. I accidentally plugged in the battery the wrong way into the receiver and diagnosed to make sure that the switches were bad. So now I gotta get one of those. Luckily, it's only around $10 for one of these things, so it's not really a big issue. So I just decided I'm gonna go all out, and I have on order. Hopefully, I'm ordering them tonight. I got some upgrades for the RS4, and then I also have some upgrades for the WPL as well as just the new electronics. But yeah, so that's it on that. It was totally worth it to go race. After all, it was my buddy's birthday, so I decided to just bring it. But let's just take a look at this kit. So the packaging is quite nice. It's a very nice, rugged bag, I feel. It's a zipper right here, so it's about the size of like a small journal, I'd say. But it's a lot of stuff in one. So if you guys open this up right here, I'll try to get this the best on the camera. But it is quite big, and you do get a lot of stuff. So we're just going to be talking about really quick. We're just going to pull out the best part of it is the driver right here. So let's just set everything aside, and we'll talk about this driver right here. This thing is quite nice. I do like the feel of it. It's all metal. There's no plastic here. You got a little quick release right here. It is kind of stiff because the way it works. I'll show you guys that really quick. Basically, you're just going to pop this off right here. And there's an O-ring right here, so you just got to be careful. I don't know how long this is going to last, so I just been putting little drops of nitro oil on there. Or, you know, shock oil, just to keep the O-ring nice. But yeah, you get 6 drivers right here, each with 2 ends. So these just slide right out. So I'll slide these all out. And these are going to be your hex drivers as well as your Phillips and flathead drivers right here. This is what I mostly use to mess with my cars. Just because most of my cars are made out of Allens. So the reason why I got this kit instead of like a Traxxas kit, because it is about the same price as one of those, is that this kit comes with not just metric, it also comes with SAE. And since I run old school losi stuff, you need those SAE bits. A lot of for example, my LST, the chassis is held with SAE stuff, but the drivetrain and the motor is all metric, you know? So I gotta balance them out. So basically you got, on this one, has all etched in, so you got your .05 metric hex bit right here, as well as you got your 5/64 bit right here on the end. Now, these are not magnetic, they're just tipped, like these are plated with something. I'm not entirely sure. Graphite plated, maybe, I don't know. But I can tell you one thing, these things fit perfect. There's absolutely no play in the ends of these I'll show you guys a little bit in the ends of these screws. Like, it fits perfectly, which is great. You don't have to worry about stripping out gear. How long these bits will last, I'm not entirely sure, but I've been using this for quite about like 2 weeks now. I took my whole RS4 apart with this thing and everything like that, and it works pretty good. So on this side, you got your smallest Phillips bit, and this will be good for, you know, just doing normal stuff like for example, taking apart a servo or something like that. You're not gonna need these for sure. But you also got your flathead 1.5 and your PH00 for your Phillips bit. You got, what else? These are your slightly bigger bits. You have H 1.5 hex and a hex 2.0 on this one shaft. That's good. That is separated from the SAE. Then you got your H 3.0. You're not going to be using this as much, and your H 2.5. So those are your slightly bigger bits. Now you got also your H 1/16 as well as your H 3/32. So that's also nice that it's all in one side for SAE. And then you got your slightly bigger flathead and Phillips head. Not exactly good for using it as like a tuning screwdriver, but I'm telling you, this bit right here is great for your WPL kits and stuff like that, and maybe your Tamiya kits and stuff. This fits a lot of screws nicely. For example, on my OS motor, the backplate screws are very tiny, and this fits perfect on them. No stop at all, but you got your 2.5 and your PH0. So small bits, but it's quite nice. I think I already did this one. Yes, I already did this one. So now you have the driver right here. Normally these will be all in here. Well, I noticed the one thing that's a little bit tricky is getting these in. You got to get them in perfectly, because sometimes they'll fit in one way, but they won't actually like you know, they won't actually like they'll push in, but then they'll pop out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you get them in right. So I'm just gonna show you guys. You got to make sure that you get both sides underneath one thing. So let's see. There we go. See how they're both under one side right here? And then you just slide in and they won't come out, which is quite nice. So what's good, a good feature about this thing is you pull it and you push it in, and then there you go, you know. But it is fully adjustable, so you can make it super short or super long depending on what you want to do. And it holds in pretty good. You can obviously pull it out with a lot of force, but it is not, it's very difficult, and this thing is not going to slide out at all. Like, you know, it's not gonna move on you and stuff like that. How this thing will handle a year later, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure it'll be all right. But yeah, guys, so those are all your bits. Now you have two other options for drivers and stuff like that when it comes to this kit. I'll go show you guys that right now. Let's put this all back together. All right, guys, now we're just gonna be talking about the turnbuckle wrenches that you have right here. This is held in all by one Velcro strap right here in the center. Just pop this off, and then you got 4 different wrenches with a bunch of different sizes on it. This is going to be good for your turnbuckles and just like little nuts here and there, maybe holding on your shocks and stuff. Yeah, these are just stamped steel, but it's great to have around, and honestly, they work pretty good. I have some like this as well, and they work good. Not as good as like the ProTech ones, your aluminum ones, but you know, these will get you by no problem. And if you're not, but those things are more like $20, where you can get for $25 this whole kit. So it's great. I'm glad that they come with them. So you got your 3/16 11/32 bit right here, 1/4 inch and 5/16 right here wrench. On this one you have your 3mm, 7mm, and 6mm, and then you got your 4 and your 5.5 on this side as well. These are all labeled clearly, which is great. You got your 5mm and your 8mm square and things right here for you know, square bolts. If you have like slightly an older kit that might use those. Then you have this wrench right here, which will come in handy for you. And you have your 8mm and your 10mm regular wrenches right here as well. Now this is going to be good for, you know, maybe like wheel nuts or something like that if you have that one particular situation where you need this. So, yeah, I'm glad they come with them, and it's just a good tool to have, because usually you're not going to need it until you do need it, you know what I'm saying? And it's also nice to use these on your turnbuckles if they have little notches for them, instead of marring them up with your needle nose pliers or taking them all apart to just do it. So yeah, and these just pop in right here. You just stack them up, and then you put this Velcro over here. Now you have a bunch of different drivers right here, nut drivers. They're separated from your metric and your SAE. There's also one SAE right here. You have 5 on each side of different sizes. and they're all clearly labeled in this nice anodized blue and then etched out with a or painted on with a like a silverish finish. These are nice and extra long right here, super long bit. So yeah, it just works like the other ones when you push it in. Pop it in right here. And it takes a little bit of force, but yeah, there you go right here. So for sizes right here, you have, let me just pop this one back in. But you have, for metric, you have 4mm, 5mm, 5.57, and an 8mm. 8mm is going to be good for your wheel nuts, as well as being good for your glow plugs. If you don't have your glow plug tool on you, this will work just well. So now for your SAE bits, you got your 3/16. You have, let's see right here, you just gotta flip them around really quick. You got your 1/4 inch drive, 5/16, 3/8, and 11/32. Again, these will also be good for your wheel nuts as well. So yeah, let me bring my RS4 over here, and we're gonna get the we're gonna try one of these drivers out on the wheel nut right here. So yeah, I got my RS4 right here. But yeah, so let's get the right bit out, and if I'm mistaken, it should be either 5/16 or 1/4 inch. I think this is the right one. Let's see. Nope, so 1/4 inch right here. No, so then I'm just kidding. It's probably like a 7mm. I'm gonna figure this out really quick. Technical difficulties, we'll figure this out in a second. Give me a second. Okay, so it turns out this one is a 7mm, so we're just gonna pop this in the bit driver right here. Alright, so you guys can see it, and we'll just see how much slop this has in. So we're inserting it now, and let's see, I'm holding the wheel nice and firm. This is nice and tight, so that's how much slop you got right here on the nut driver, so pretty good. Also, these nuts are kind of worn out, so that can also be it. But yeah, these are pretty mediocre. They do the job though, and they grip on nice and well. Again, I don't know how long they're going to last. I've only had this kit for about a month now. I actually got it on Christmas Day from my parents, so that was quite nice to them. But yeah, so these work pretty good. There's no slipping or anything. You know, the finish is going to get worn off. That's just the way it is with all nuts drivers. So yeah, these are pretty decent. Not the best, but you know what? They get the job done. And on a scale of 1 to 10 of how good they grip the nut, I'm gonna give this probably like a 7. So yeah, pretty good for a $25 kit right here. But now we're just gonna test out the actual nut hex drivers, because that's where this kit really shines. Let me go get a nut screw out, and we'll go test this thing out. Alright, so we got our 5/64 bit right here, and it looks like to be an M2 screw. We're just gonna hold this in place right here. This is a brand new screw, and so yeah, you got a little bit of wobble right here. But that's just the way it is. But for side-to-side play right here, we're just gonna mark this. You guys can see that right there. I'm holding this nice and firm. This ain't going nowhere. Let's see how much it moves. I'm actually moving the screw in my finger. I can feel it. So there's literally no play at all. Like, I'm moving this, and the actual screw is moving with it. Like, so you got that much play right there. That's it. So yeah, these drivers work super well. I'm very happy with them. There's absolutely no play. It is very hard to strip out screws of this. I haven't stripped out a screw yet. I've actually gotten what seem to be stripped out screws out with these bits. That's how nice they are. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna pop this one back in right here. This is after taking them out once or twice and figuring it out. It's not too hard. Pop it back in. Hop this on. There you go. You got the driver right here. So yeah, guys, pretty much a good kit. If you guys are looking for, you know, a nice affordable kit, maybe out for the field and stuff like that, or your first kit. For me, particularly, this is my first real nice kit. You know, I've been just using, you know, whatever I got lying around. But yeah, so these work great, and it's a great equivalent from the MIP stuff. I mean, obviously the MIP stuff is gonna be the best. But who wants to spend $100 on tools if you're not even going to be racing? So yeah, these aren't, you know, sometimes it's a lot nicer to just have your own individual hex drivers to use them, like the MIP stuff. But you know, for $25 you get this nice aluminum quality, and you get these nice quality bits, and I think it's worth it for if you're going to be a basher and stuff like that. It's great to just throw in your backpack wherever you're going to go. You never know when you're going to need it, and it's just great to have it. So yeah, that's why I put this in my toolkit. Totally worth it, the $23 to $25. Like I said, you get this on AMain Hobbies and Amazon for sure. I'm not entirely in eBay, I think, and I'm not entirely sure about Horizon Hobby, but yeah, they're all the same price everywhere. So I recommend that you just get it either from your local hobby shop or get it from Horizon or AMain Hobbies to support them. But yeah, guys, so yeah, I really like this kit, and I think it's totally worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.